All right, guys, so if you're wondering how you can lower your inside temperatures by, just using a simple little product, check this video out. We're going to be doing some testing today on a product called the AC Shade. I gotta say, guys, this thing is very simple. Basically, it is a PVC frame. Now, it's not just your run-of-the-mill PVC where you could run to like Home Depot or Lowe's and pick up some PVC. This here is like a furniture grade PVC, so it's UV protected, so you can leave it outside and it doesn't get brittle and break. And then as far as the fabric, you can see that it is see-through, so it does provide air movement to go through it, and then also rain and wind. But this fabric here also has UV protection, so it's not gonna get brittle on you, and your warranty on it, I'll go over that here in a little bit. So it is well made. You can tell it's not just thrown together. You can see that it's sewn here on the back side. Let's see right here, you can see right here there's a seam right through there, and then the pockets right here on this side where the PVC fits in, you can see it sewn around through there. It's well made. The first time I seen this, I thought, well, I could go, get some PVC and maybe a tarp. And I thought, well, if you try to make this out of a tarp, you're not gonna have airflow. And when it rains, it's gonna sag here in the middle and water's not gonna be able to get through it. And when the wind blows, this thing's gonna blow away if it's a tarp. Well, we're gonna test it out today and see if this fabric, can handle water on it, wind on it, and we're just gonna test it out and see, does it really drop your air temperatures inside? So I'm gonna go ahead and get some temperature readings on the inside of the house. So if you guys want to come along with me, we'll get some measurements in there so we can have a baseline and see if it really does do what it says it's going to do. Now, other people have commented and said that they've seen like a 5-degree drop in their inside air temperatures. Some people have said 10 and 12 degrees, which is great, outrageous. If I could drop my inside air temperatures, that would be amazing. Even at 5 degrees, that's amazing, just simply because your HVAC don't have to run as long, and so it's going to save you some money on your energy bill. Now, is it going to save you $50 a month? Probably not, but it is going to save you some. But it's also going to just keep your house cooler and keep that AC in the shade. Everybody knows it. Whether you're if you're sitting outside in the lawn chair in the sun, you're going to be much hotter than sitting in the shade. And so is your HVAC unit. So like I said, we're going to test it out today. So come on with me. So just me taking some outside temperatures of the coil right there. It shows about 93 degrees right there. And that's shooting in between the vents at the actual coil. So about 92 degrees. Now, right here on the metal, you can see showing about 100, 102, about 102. So you guys can see it's not super crazy hot today. It's 87 degrees today. Today's July the 5th, and so just a few days ago it was 99 degrees here in Cleveland, Tennessee. And I'm telling you, my HVAC was really struggling, and I've got it set on 70 in the house, and it was just really struggling, especially towards the bedroom here on the end. It was showing about 72, 73 degrees in there, and I could tell it because I'm used to that 70-degree temperatures. And so when it jumps up 3 degrees, my body knows it. Plus, I'm on some medication that makes me hot. So anyways, I just wanted to show you, there's your temperatures there on the outside unit. Let's move indoors. And you can see that we're indoors now, and you can see that my temperature is set to 70 degrees, and it's reading 70 degrees right here in the middle of the hallway. And then right down below it is my return vent. We're fixing to go to the bedroom, and I've got another thermometer set up in there. All right, guys, so I told you guys a minute ago that it says at the Weather Channel that it's 87 degrees here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, I've got a little thermometer that goes outside, and you can see right there that it's showing 90 degrees here in Cleveland, and it's 72 degrees inside. And then now I'm going to get some temperature readings up here at this vent. So this vent right here is the vent in the very end of the house where I told you it was, in my bedroom where it gets the hottest. And like I said the other day, when it was 100 degrees outside, 99 degrees outside, it was you know, about 72, 73 degrees in here, even though I had it set at 70, you know, and it stayed pretty close to 70 in there in the hallway. But in here, you know, that AC line has to go so far up in the attic that, you know, it stayed about 72, 73 in here. So it starting to get uncomfortable. But let's see what it is today. And it's going to be all over the place because you're shooting it, you know, that little red dot in different location. Let's see if I can show you. 57, 56, 56.6, 56.3 is the lowest. I've been able to see it. I'm gonna go outside and put that AC shade on and come back in and take another reading here in about, I don't know, 30 minutes. Let it cool down some with that shade on there and adapt to being in the shade. And then we'll come back in here and get some more readings. All right, guys, so mounting the AC shade is very straightforward. You want to take and put the AC shade on top of the AC unit. Pay attention to the ground. So you can see when I put the AC shade on top, you can see right away that it shades the ground. You can see down there that it automatically shades the ground. So you know that it's already working, and that it's already shading the ground and trying to keep the temperatures cooler. And also, if you're wondering what these structures are beside, these are solar panels. I've got a little array over here and then another array over here, and these solar panels help run this window AC unit. So I've got a video if you want to show how you can take and put these solar panels to use powering an air conditioner. Yeah, it does really help cut down on your electric bill, but I thought, man, anything I can do to help this regular unit as well would only be beneficial, because, man, I hate giving all my money to the electric company. So anyways, we're gonna show you just how easy it is to set it up. And so they give you some bungee cords here, and you can see that you're gonna drop one here, then you're gonna drop one here, and then up underneath. All right, you guys can see that I've got it hooked right here and right here. I'm just gonna go all the way around and hook it. That way it'll be nice and secure. All right, guys, so you can see right here, went ahead and got it installed, and I got it bungeed in place, and it's actually pretty sturdy. I mean, you know, you can lift up on it, but I mean, it's gonna have to have some sort of give, so when the wind blows, you know, it can lift up and then pull back down with those bungees. Now, obviously, if you're in a hurricane or a tornado, then obviously you wanna just run out here and take it down, which only takes like 30 seconds, and then, you know, you can put it back up. But, you know, if you're somewhere where the sun really beats down on your AC unit, then this is really going to help benefit you, because it's just going to shade the unit. I mean, that's just common sense. And so, you know, ask yourself again, you know, are you much cooler sitting in the sun or sitting in the shade? Well, you know, if you're cooler, your AC unit's going to be cooler. I mean, it's just simple logic. And so we're going to run inside and take it easy for about 30 minutes and get some readings there at the vent. And we're just gonna, you know, do a test on it and see, you know, how much does it really drop your temperatures, if it really drops your temperatures. So, you know, I've not tried it yet, so we're doing this together, but I'm just saying, I really think that it's gonna work. I think it's simple logic. You know, I might not get 10 degrees, but like, hey, if I get, you know, 3 or 4, I'm gonna be happy, because, you know, as cheap as this little thing is, it's like just over $100. And so, you know, if it can drop your temperatures, you know, in the summertime, a couple degrees every day, I mean, you know, it's going to save you a little bit on your electric bill, and it's just going to make your house more comfortable and make your HVAC unit last longer. I mean, to me, it's just a no-brainer. So anyways, 50 degrees, 49.6, 51 degrees, 50, 49, 48, 53 degrees, 52 degrees, 51 degrees. All right, guys, you can see it's around 50 degrees coming out of that vent right there. And, you know, that's pretty good. That's about a 6 degrees difference. And there we go, 47.3, 46. All right, guys, so I just wanted to show you that this unit could take a beating. Let's say the wind's blowing. I wanted to kind of mimic that. I've got a rigid blower here. I just wanted to show you what it looked like. This thing's pretty powerful. So here we go. You can see that it definitely allows air to get through it without, you know, causing any problems. I don't feel like it's going to blow away. Let me back up and get you a better shot. I mean, we do get some strong winds here in Tennessee, but you know, it'd have to be really, really strong winds to blow this thing off of there and give me any kind of problems. You can see it didn't even push up off the top of the unit there. So let's try some water and see how that works and see if the water can find its way through the fabric. Yeah, so you can see it does weigh it down a little bit, but it is able to still go through the fabric. So if it does rain, you know, it's not going to be a problem. And like I said, you can see right there that it is sagging it a little bit there in the middle, but when it's raining, it's going to be raining all over. So it's going to weight it down all over. And you can see right there, if it had rain all over it, it's just going to equally kind of push it down, is what I'm trying to say. It's not going to want to tip over there in the front. And even with the rain on it, you can still see that it's could hold a lot more rain than that. And that's a pretty heavy downpour, I'd say. You know, let's see if we can kick it up even higher. Yeah, I mean, even the hose there on high, it ain't even moving it. So most of the time the rain ain't gonna be that bad. So I just wanted to show you that it is pretty durable. You know, I don't think you guys have any problems out of it. I really don't. I mean, maybe eventually the bungee cords might rot out, but I mean, you know, a couple bucks at Harbor Freight and you can pick up some bungee cords. But other than that, the PVC has got, like I said, it's got a UV coating on it, so it's not going to get brittle and break like regular PVC. And then this fabric here, like I said, they use this stuff in South Africa, and this stuff is supposed to be really durable. And so it's got a UV coating on it, and it's not going to just dry out and start ripping like most of the fabric and like you would buy on Amazon. But anyways, I gotta say, you're not going to be able to run down to Home Depot and Lowe's and pick up these kind of materials and build something like this and, you know, expect it to last. I mean, you might be able to build something similar, but, you know, you better make sure that, you know, your fabric can get air, or you're going to probably have problems. So it's jumping between 49, 50, 51, and before it was 56.3. All right, guys, so I just wanted to pull out some proof that I'm just not blowing smoke up nobody's butt. I just wanted to show you what the major air HVAC manufacturers have to say. And right here at the very top, we got Mitsubishi Electric, and it says, for increased efficiency, the outdoor unit should be installed where continuous direct sunlight can be avoided as much as possible. And then you go down here to Samsung. Right here, it says direct sunlight during peak summer can heat the outdoor unit and reduce its efficiency, and it recommends placing the unit in a shaded area. Right here, Train. Everybody knows Train makes a good unit. They're expensive. And it says right here, Train's residential guidance explains the shade can keep the temperatures lower so the unit does not have to work as hard. And then, since my unit is a Goodman, let's go ahead and look here in the back. It says right here on the bottom, you can see right there, Goodman. It says, Goodman's manufacturer installation guidance tells installers to consider shade when locating applicable PHM3 packaged heat pumps, provided airflow and discharge clearances remain obstructed. So it's not just about putting it in the shade, it's about making sure that the airflow is unobstructed, and you can get plenty of airflow out the discharge, out the top of the unit, and then being able to get air around the unit, so you don't need to block any of the airflow. Now that's where that material comes in handy, where it's breathable and it can let water and rain and wind through, and that way you're not obstructing anything. Plus you've got the shade, and you've got the airflow. So it's written in black and white, and even right here it says Rheem. Rheem also emphasizing maintaining unobstructed airflow through the outdoor coil. So there it is, guys. Not going to keep beating a dead horse. All these manufacturers say the same thing. As long as you can keep it in the away from the direct sun and keep it to where it can breathe good, the unit's going to perform better. This AC shade is really neat, and I think that it works. I know that it works. I've seen today. It really did give me a drop in my indoor temperatures, and I feel like for I think this thing's around $125 or something. If this thing works all summer long and it helps my AC unit outside keep it from working as hard because it's right in the blaring sun, then I just think this is a no-brainer. And truthfully, if you've got a unit that's sitting out in the sun, you're crazy if you don't just grab one. So I ended up reaching out to the company, and I got a coupon code for you guys. And so the name of the coupon code is Matt, my name, M-A-T-T, and I'll also put it down in the description. It'll save you some money. I'll also put the coupon code down in the comments. I'll put it in 3 different places. I'm going to tell you again. The coupon code is M-A-T-T, Matt, for my name. And again, I'll put it down in the description and in the comments. So if you want to use that coupon code, and I'll put the link to the website down below, you can go get you one and save yourself some money. All right, guys, so I just wanted to show you. The name of the website is cooleriscooler.com, cooleriscooler.com, cooleriscooler.com. And then you go over here to the measure the top of your AC unit, and you'll just measure the length and the width and the diameter of the fan. And then once you do that, it'll tell you what size that you need, and then you can come back up here and choose which size that you need from these right here. There's an AC 20, 22, 24, 30, all the way up to a 36. And then you can choose your quantity, and then once you put it into your cart, then you can go to checkout. And then once you go to checkout, you can go over here to the discount code area, and that's where you'll put in Matt, M-A-T-T, and hit apply, and you'll get a discount. I'll tell you how much down in the description there, and to save you guys some money, and you get free shipping as well. Also, I just wanted to show you guys, this is part of the Cooler is Cool website, and it talks about the AC shade and how many has been sold. It says over 10,000 sold, and this was engineered at the University of Oklahoma State, and so it does have a U.S. patent technology, and you can read some of the customer feedbacks and all that, and there's quite a bit of information on here. And then right here it shows, pretty much just tells you not to be a goober and try to throw a patio umbrella over the top of your HVAC unit, because the discharge air that's shooting up out of the center of the unit is just going to, be redirected down below, and it's just going to be hot air. And, it's not going to do anything to help you, where, the AC shade here on the right, it just allows the air to go up like normal, unobstructed, and, pretty much, the air from the front of the unit is being shaded, so it's obviously going to be cooler and just make the unit run cooler. So it's pretty self-explanatory, guys. Airflow and shade, it's what you want. All right, now right here it shows, it says less than 20 inches to work with. It says all AC shade canopies extend approximately 20 inches beyond the frame. For a tighter installation, poles can be shortened and configured, adjusted to fit your unique spaces while maintaining effective shading and proper airflow. Many customers are surprised by how adaptable the system can be. And you can see right here in the pictures, you know, you might have a little more room over here in the front, and then the back it needs to be trimmed. Well, you can, you know, you can just shorten those the poles up and just slide the fabric down. It don't even need to be cut. And so there's different scenarios you might run into, but you know, they've got something that'll work for you. All right, guys, so I told you I would cover this part here about the warranty. And no joke, it does have a warranty. The frame, the PVC, has got like a 3-year warranty on it, and then the fabric has a 10-year warranty on it. So I mean, they really do stand behind it. You know, 10 years on outdoor fabric like that, you know, that's a pretty dang good warranty. You know, I wouldn't think that it would last 10 years, but hey, it's got a warranty on it, and that's pretty amazing that they could even go that long on that type of fabric. Now, with any kind of warranty, you always want to register it. That's the main thing you always got to do with pretty much every kind of warranty, and this is no different. It says warranty registration. Register within 60 days of delivery. To activate your limited warranty, you'll need your order number. And so it's pretty straightforward, just your information, your order number, and you're good to go. Now, I know you guys are going to say at home, you know, will the AC shade save me energy? And yes, it will. If it's dropping your HVAC temperatures, you know, the way that it did mine today, then you know your AC is not going to have to work as hard, and so you're going to lose. I mean, you're going to use less energy. Now, trying to do a you know, a review on, you know, how much energy it's going to save over the course of several months is going to be very difficult to do, because not every day it's the same temperature. So your AC is not going to be, you know, working as hard on a 70-degree day as it would be a 90-degree day. And, you know, I can't tell you how many, you know, showers I'm going to take, or how much food I'm going to cook at the house, or if I'm going to go out to eat. And so it's really impossible to try to, you know, to do a you know, a penny pincher type study on how much money you're gonna save. I mean, common sense just lets you know that if you're using less energy from your HVAC, it's gonna save you some money. I don't know how much. I'm not gonna lie and try to say, oh, it's gonna save you $25 a month. It's not. It's not gonna save you that much. I really don't believe. But, you know, it might save you $5 or $10 a month. I'm just guessing. I'm not sure. And so, you know, any little bit helps. And even if it doesn't save but 50 cents a month, it's worth, you know, keeping my HVAC cooler and straining less than having to fight the summertime heat. So, you know, they've got a bunch of frequently asked questions in here. You know, if you guys want to go through it, and it talks about, will the AC shade handle the wind and the weather? I've already showed you that. It says, does the AC shade trap heat underneath? No, because, you know, obviously it's allowed to you know, breathe, and, you know, all it's doing is just shading and allowing it to breathe. And will it void your warranty? No. How long does the installation take? Under 5 minutes. Literally, it took me about 2 minutes to put it together, or less, and then it probably took me 5 minutes to put it, you know, onto the unit outside. So, but I'm gonna wrap it up. Again, when you go to the website that I've got down below in the description, it's cooleriscool.com, and you'll want to put in my code MATT, save yourself some money. And I'll also put it down in the comments and in the description, and I'll tell you how much down in the comments you'll save just by using my coupon code. All right, guys, so I really do appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, check out AC shades. Please hype this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, try to bring you good informative video and don't try to blow the numbers up. I just show what they are, my experience, and with my testing. And, you know, I had good results with this. So share this video with your friends, neighbors, and, you know, if you would hype the video, it does help my video get out there to more people and, you know, help yourself stay cool this summer. Talk to you guys later. See ya.